Whatever you do to lose the weight is exactly what you're gonna have to do to maintain the weight loss.
MT, you made this?
I have lost 128 pounds from my highest weight, and what I discovered is losing the weight is not the issue, and it's not that hard. It's maintaining it. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how you can start going about maintaining your weight loss and thinking about these things as you're losing your weight. But before we get into today's video, if you've never seen my face before, hey girl, hey, my name is Janae and I make a lot of content focused on fitness, wellness, and self-development and helping you and I live our best healthy and active lives. So if that sounds like something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I post a lot of different content over there. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below and let me know, what are you doing to maintain your weight? Have you even thought about weight maintenance as you're losing your weight? I have been on a weight management journey for 14 years and counting, because at this point, this is going to be a lifelong journey for me. I have documented and discussed my struggles with weight management, specifically keeping the weight off. You see, my problem for me was never losing weight. I have lost weight multiple times over these last 14 years. For me, it was always maintaining that weight loss. And because of that, I ended up getting bariatric or weight loss surgery 2 years ago. And I'm a millennial. And when we talk about anything that has to do with weight loss, for my generation, it goes back to Slim Fast, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, The Biggest Loser, like things like that. And if we look back at that stuff, a lot of it was filled with toxicity. It was very toxic. It was very toxic coming up and trying to lose weight. And a lot of us have developed some toxic habits and frames of mind because of it. Now, if you didn't know, weight loss surgery, weight loss pills, weight loss shots like Ozempic and Mounjaro, those are just tools. You still have to put in the lifestyle changes to make it work, or you're gonna gain your weight back. And I know plenty of people after bariatric surgery who has gained their weight back. So when I decided to get weight loss surgery 2 years ago, I told myself, I made a promise to myself that that was going to be my very last weight loss journey. So that meant I had to do the work to make sure that I can keep that promise to myself. And what I have discovered over these last 2 years is it's what you do to lose the weight that's going to keep that weight off. And while weight loss surgery made it easier for me to lose the weight, again, my problem was always keeping it off, which means I had to really start thinking about all of my habits that are associated with that. So let's jump into that. First and foremost, let's discuss nutrition, because it is the biggest part of any weight loss and weight maintenance journey. Now, I'm not here to shame any type of way of eating, and I'm not gonna even debunk anything that you guys think, but I am gonna give you a little bit of perspective from my angle. As somebody who has done every single diet known to man to try to keep my weight off, what I realize is everything that I have been told has been a lie. I have done the exact opposite of everything that I have done the 12 years leading up to weight loss surgery. And it has been a great outcome for me. So when it comes to your nutrition and when it comes to your eating, I want you to think about this. Whatever diet you're doing, whether that is carnivore, whether that's plant-based, whether that's low carb, no sugar, no carb, pescatarian, Atkins, point system, whatever it is that you are doing, can you do that for the rest of your life? Do you want to do that for the rest of your life? Is it even possible for you to do it for the rest of your life? Because what I'm finding is, and there's a lot of things that are happening right now in the world of social media, it's very triggering to me in my journey, because I just understand where everyone's mind frame is at. The big thing right now is the watermelon fast, right? Everybody is doing the watermelon fast to try to cut some pounds. But what happens after you do one of those fasts? Intermittent fasting, water fasting, watermelon fasting, juice fasting, all of these cleanse, whatever label you want to stick onto it. What happens when you go back to eating normal? The weight comes back. After a while, the weight comes right on back. And people tell me I'm doing this so that I can, do a hard reset to my body, kind of take away that sugar craving, that sweet tooth. Like I just need a little reset. I need to reset my taste buds. And then the moment you get that thing back again, because you always go back to it, you start to binge out. You start to overdo it. It starts to overconsume you. Or you just go back to your regular way of eating. And then the weight comes back. It comes back every single time, you guys. So if you're not able to keep that fasting up for the rest of your life, what are you going to do? What is your game plan? What is the action that you are now going to take? How are you going to eat? Have you even thought about what are you going to do next once you stop these fasts? Because you use it to get to your goal weight. And then what? We never think about maintaining once we get to the goal. So I had to discover that for my own journey. I had to figure out what way can I eat? And this takes time, right? It does take a little bit of time. I had to figure out what way do I want to eat that is sustainable to me, that isn't overly restrictive, that's still healthy, that's going to keep the weight off, but I'm not going to feel so constrained. What has been working for me for these last 2 years is a high protein, high fiber diet. I eat about my goal weight in grams of protein per day. So that's about 150 grams of protein. And I shoot for about 30 to 50 grams of fiber every day. Which means if I'm getting that much fiber in, my carbs are not low, you guys. My carbs are not low by any means necessary. But what I have found is that works for me. It has been working just fine for me. That combination has been making me feel satiated a lot longer. And my appetite is not like the standard weight loss surgery patient. I don't just eat a couple bites and that's it. I eat a pretty normal person, not normal as an obese Janae, but as a normal person, Janae. I eat a normal diet. I don't eat about 1,000 calories, 800 calories. I eat close to 2,000 calories per day, and I have been maintaining my weight just fine. But like I said, this has taken some time to develop. So not only have I figured out a way to eat, but I also started paying attention to how my body feels. What foods are triggering me? What makes me feel tired? What makes me feel bloated? What makes me feel puffy? So I had to pay attention to what my body was telling me, and then actually do and listen to the things that it's telling me. So I realized with dairy, for instance, it makes me so uncomfortable now. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. But I also don't like the taste of plant-based things. So it's a give and a take. My middle ground is lactose-free items. So majority of my dairy that I do consume is lactose-free. Or when it comes to sugar, I used to be one of those people who would avoid fruit. I would avoid fruit because one of these diet people online told me, you can't have fruit because fruit and sugar and all that stuff. What they also don't tell you is that fruit has other minerals and vitamins and fiber, things that are paired with it. It's not like it's just dumping your body with sugar like a candy bar is. This is a different type of sugar we're talking about that's also tied in to other nutrients, but I digress on that. So for me, I know that I'm not gonna avoid sugar. I don't want to, but what I will avoid is added sugar. And that means I had to get comfortable with turning my food around when I'm at the grocery store and reading my food labels and seeing how much added sugar is in this. I don't want that. I try to keep my added sugar at 25 grams per day. And it's an active choice for me to have normal sweets. Like if I want crumble cookie or a donut or something, then I know I am a willing participant in this activity that I'm about to do. And I don't trip over it anymore because it's not something that's a trigger for me. I'm not binging over it. I don't feel overly restricted in my day-to-day life. So when I do have these onesies and twosies here and there, it's exactly that, a onesie and twosie. But when it comes to the stuff that I bring into my home, I'm limiting my added sugar. Same thing with my sodium intake. I'm not buying a whole bunch of freezer and refrigerated or even high sodium shelf things anymore like I used to. Especially as an African American woman who used to have high blood pressure, I watch my sodium intake for my heart health. So everything that I do, everything that I consume is not just because of the scale, but also because of my overall health and the longevity of it, because I am focused on sustainable long-term weight loss. Again, maintaining once I lost the weight. If you need some ideas of different ways that you can be eating, I have a grocery haul video of high protein, high fiber, low added sugar, all of that stuff. It's already up on my channel, so I will link it in the cards above. But I like to call that stuff smart swaps. So I don't avoid bread. I figure out things and grocery items that I can just swap things out with. I'll do the keto stuff, not because I'm low carb, but because I know that stuff has some protein in it. I know it's packed with fiber, so I can still enjoy bagels, muffins, bread, pasta. The same thing with my meats. I eat a high protein diet, but I also try to make sure my fat, specifically my saturated fat, again for heart health, is low. So what I'll do is buy the leaner cuts of beef, buy the leaner cuts of chicken, buy a lot of seafood. And I'm doing the seafood because I'm getting healthy fats. I'm also buying healthy fats with avocado, with coconut, with oils, with the right oils. And like I said, I still like to have certain things. So when it comes to my sweets, when it comes to my junk, I'm smart about everything I'm consuming and bringing in the house. I can't control what I have on the outside, but I can control what I bring into my house, what I feed myself, and what I feed my family. So check out that video if you haven't already. And like I said, it's going to take some time to figure out what will work for you, because what I do may not work for you, and that's okay. But for me, at least, I know that I can do this for the rest of my life. I know I can eat high protein, high fiber. I know I don't have a whole bunch of rules like I used to before when I failed at weight loss to try to lose weight. And also me not having a bunch of rules in place for how I'm eating actually frees me up and frees up my journey. Whereas before, when I used to have all of these stipulations because I was following this specific, very strict meal plan, I kept failing at weight loss. But with me freeing up my life and just having certain protocols in place, like high protein, high fiber, okay, that can look like anything. No added sugar, okay, I can still enjoy fruit. I can still enjoy sugar substitutes. Okay, I want the normal stuff. Give me the greasy fried stuff, alcohol, whatever. I'm gonna enjoy my night out. Okay, I'm allowing myself to have that. And I don't even look at it as a cheat meal, cheat day, cheat week. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at food as good or bad anymore. And freeing up and changing my mindset around things allowed me to be just that, free in my journey. And now I don't feel overly restricted, and I just go about life. I just go about life now, and it feels, again, so freeing to do this. So I spent a lot of time on nutrition in this segment of the video because I want you to understand this is the biggest component when it comes to weight loss and weight maintenance. So as you are starting your weight loss journey, as you're going through your weight loss journey, wherever you are at on your weight loss journey, think about that. Think about that right now. Is whatever you're doing going to be a thing that you're going to do long term? If not, what are you going to do next? What does the next step look like? And if you don't know, maybe consider this. And maybe when you consider it, start it sooner than later. And now we can take the same thought process into fitness, because boy, oh boy, I used to abuse the mess out of fitness. And I've talked about this before, but I used to be working out 7 days a week, doing 2-a-day workouts, not giving my body any time to recover, which means I was injuring myself, probably why I have terrible knees now, which means I was incredibly sore, which means I wouldn't be able to run or to lift my fullest capacity because I'm not giving my body proper time to recover. All I cared about was making sure I burned 1,000 calories per day. And it was miserable. And I hated everything I was doing, which was affecting my consistency. I had multiple things affecting my consistency. So now on this weight loss journey, again, I had to stop and think, what do I actually enjoy doing? because I was doing a lot of things that I didn't enjoy before. So what do I actually enjoy doing, and how can I stay consistent with it? Well, actually, over these last 2 years, what I discovered is I like doing a lot of different things. I like to call myself a hybrid hottie, okay? Because I do it all. I do a little bit of it all. And also what I discovered was, depending on the time of the year, will also affect what it is I like to do. So summertime, I barely like being in the gym. I love running outside. I love hiking. That's what I love to do during the summer. Come wintertime, especially in the state of Washington, when it's raining, you're not gonna catch me outside. So I'll go in the gym. But then I also like Pilates. I also like yoga. I also like cycling. I like to switch it up. It gives me something to look forward to, and I'm okay with that. So I had to start learning how to honor that so that I wouldn't get bored, so that I wouldn't stop my consistency, because I look forward, even when I'm tired, even when I am sore, I look forward to what it is that I'm doing. So what does that look like for you? It can be rollerblading. It can be swimming aerobics. It could be Zumba. Whatever it is that you like doing, guess what? You're going to want to do it every day. Even when you know you should probably have a rest day, you're going to want to do it every day. And stop concerning yourself about how many calories you're burning, because these fitness watches, they're not even accurate anyway. But what you can base it off is how many steps you're getting in per day. How long are you working out? What is your heart rate actually telling you, so that you know what zone you're in? Those are the things that I would be concerned about if you're trying to figure out how much effort you're putting into your workouts. But just realize, even if it's a brisk walk, that is just fine. Are you being consistent with that every day? Then you're okay. So like I said, I like to switch things up, but I'm pretty much consistent now that I do things that I love doing. I'm very consistent with my workout routine now. And at the same time, I have non-negotiables for my routine. So for nutrition, that looks like high protein, high fiber diet. No calories even concerned at this point. As long as I'm doing those two things, I'm cool. With my fitness, that looks like 3 lifts per week, and making sure I get 10,000 steps per day. Doesn't matter what it is that I'm doing. It could be just legs. It can be total body. It can be walking. It can be running. As long as I'm doing those things, those are my bare minimums. So think about, what are some bare minimums that you can start applying into your routine that doesn't feel like a chore, but you know you're gonna feel better once you do it. And you know you don't want to let the day go by without doing it. And speaking of feel better, this is going to go into something that people really don't talk enough about. But when we talk about longevity and sustainability, this is very important. And it's something that is new within this journey, because I just discovered it in these last 2 years. And that is taking your mental health seriously. Something about my previous weight loss journeys was that I let the scale consume me. I let my dieting habits consume me. And when I reflect on the 12 years before weight loss surgery, I lost a lot of moments. When I look back on photos and videos and time I spent with my family, I'm not in them. I'm barely in them, or I'm just like right here, or something is blocking me, or I just can think about the times that I started yet another weight loss journey and how I felt in those moments, how I have no real hobbies. I'm just now having hobbies, but I have no real hobbies, no outlet, because I let losing weight consume me. And a lot of women who may be like myself, who didn't struggle with weight up until they had children, now you don't even recognize the person you allowed yourself to become. That's why I was so wrapped up in my weight loss journey, because I was always chasing the old version of me, while life is just passing me by. My entire 20s and early 30s are passing me by. And because I found a weight loss tool that pretty much did the work for me, it also exposed all of the things that I have learned that I share with you guys. Is that this journey is a mental one more than it is a physical one, more than it is a weight loss one. I started struggling with body dysmorphia. I started struggling with, who is this new version of me? This 35, 34, 36-year-old version of me, wife, mother, go to school, full-time work, content creator. Okay, those are things that I do, but who's Janae? I don't know who I am anymore in this phase of my life. And I had to start figuring that out. What do I like? How do I like to dress? How do I like to carry myself? My makeup, my hair. I mean, all of the little things, and it may feel like little things, but these are things that are important because it's you. It makes up you. It's how you present yourself and show up in the world. And so I had to start reflecting on, well, what was the past version of me? Something about me was I was always gonna have my hair done. I was always gonna have my nails done. I took my little bit of McDonald's money and that's what I did. That's what I enjoy doing. And I still enjoy doing that. So whether you are trying to be the old version of yourself in a new way, or you have carried your weight your entire life, this is the first time you're living in a smaller body, what you're gonna discover is you're kind of going through an identity crisis here a bit, right? Because you knew the world one way, and not only is your outlook of the world is changing, but the way people view you is changing. People are nicer to you because of the way you look. Men want to talk to you more because of the way you look. People at work are considering you for promotions because of the way you look. And it sucks that this is the world that we live in. It's a very shallow world, but at the end of the day, this is the world that we live in. What are we gonna do to navigate this new world? And when you don't even think about these things and consider these things, when you start to go through these things, it can be a total mindfuck. It can be a total mindfuck that you are just not prepared for. And so what I'd like to advise other women is think about you. Who do you want to become? And I'm not saying to change totally who you are, but what does the best version of you look like? What are her hobbies? What are some things that she likes to do? How does she like to dress, carry herself? What does that look like? And then start adapting that. Especially as you lose weight, you have to buy new clothes, right? So what is your new style like? Get on Pinterest, look at things that, maybe your thing. Or as you're discovering your healthy living, your healthy eating, get in the kitchen more. Try new recipes. Make your family try it. They're always trying something in my house, okay? I'm always making something. That way I don't have to just be eating one way and they eat another way. We can all benefit from healthy eating. So I make them try everything I cook, okay? But it's fun, and get your kids involved, get your family involved, and not only in the kitchen, but also with your activity. So for me, I love pouring into myself early in the morning. I love hitting the gym early in the morning. I like going by myself. I don't need to rely on a partner anymore. I don't do that. But I do still find ways to add my family into my routine. Let's go on a walk together. Let's go to the park. Let's do an evening walk together and let our food digest. Let's get in the kitchen and try out this new recipe. Babe, you grill, me, we'll do the side dishes. Danny, you go ahead and do the dessert. This is ways that we can all do it together as a family, bonding, getting those moments together while also all adapting healthy living that you're modeling for your children in a healthy way. When I started to take my mental health seriously, I also started to pay attention to other factors that were affecting my weight loss journey, which was my sleep, which was my stress, which was the people that I followed, whether it be on social media or in real life, my friends in real life, people that I felt was no longer aligned with me, people I felt who were maybe toxic to me. A lot of people talk about, people pleasing and how they lost friends, how they even lost spouses on their weight loss journey. And it does happen. You do start seeing people for who they are when you start putting yourself as a priority. And again, when those changes are happening to you, it can be very triggering, especially if you are an emotional eater, a boredom eater. It can be very triggering to your journey to where you may binge out on food, to where you may be in such a depressive state that now you're no longer moving your body. This is the time to start building better habits to where you do have a healthy outlet that doesn't involve stuffing your face or that doesn't involve being a couch potato. Maybe now that you have discovered a fitness routine that you love, that is your outlet. Instead of now stuffing your face with sugar, you rather go run a couple miles on the pavement. or you rather go lift some weights or go kickboxing or whatever that looks like for you. You found a different outlet to cope with your stress and with the changes that are happening in your life. When I started to take a holistic approach to my journey, it made weight management and weight maintenance easier. And it's only been a year for me that I have been maintaining my weight. And if you watch my previous tip video, I'll link it in the cards above. It takes 2 years for your body to fully accept your new low set point. So your body is going to be battling you to maintain your weight loss. And the way you change that is by your habits, is by adapting sustainable habits that you can do for the longevity of your life. And so knowing that from my own journey, I had to do things differently. It forced me to do things differently so that I could keep that promise to myself of keeping this weight off this time around. My hope for you ladies is that you find a sustainable approach that works for you and your lifestyle and your family, your budget, whatever factors you have to think about. I hope you find an approach that way. New Year's Eve come, January 1st come, and you're back on yet another weight loss journey. I hope that you can find a great method for you. I hope these tips in this video help you consider that, and start now. Start now. Don't wait until Sunday. Don't wait until Monday. Don't wait until the beginning of the month, the beginning of the week, the beginning of the year, the beginning of the quarter. Start now. Start implementing that now. And like I have echoed a couple of times in this video, it took me time to discover all of this for myself. So don't feel like you need to have the perfect plan, the perfect approach, the perfect everything has to be. No, it doesn't have to be perfect. But what you do need to do is just start. Just start and figure it out. And don't be afraid to stumble as you're figuring it out. And if you do need more support, if you want to chat some more about this, I do have a Facebook support group. I'll go ahead and link it in the description box below for y'all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm always hosting lives and answering your questions in the moment. And on Instagram, I'm super active in my stories. I do have a broadcast channel. They end up knowing the tea first, so make sure you follow me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
NT, you made